So guys, Tom Holland has pretty much been confirmed to be cast as young Nathan Drake.
Yes.
In the upcoming Uncharted movie.
Which we thought we would never see.
Brought to you by Hollywood.
And Pixar.
The folks that
Not
never
Pixar.
let us gamers down. Ever.
And cheese.
Ever.
They had one pass.
So the best video game movie ever made was Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And I used
Yes.
plural.
In my opinion.
Not plural.
There is no plural in movie. I didn't use movies. Video game movie. Hollywood.
Thank you.
That's the only good one.
Have you not seen Mortal Kombat?
I have not.
Dude.
Got a
what
little
we're
bit of it
watching
died.
after.
I have seen Street Fighter.
Stop.
That right there is like the freaking Criterion
shall not be
collection
named.
of movies right there. Freaking.
So, all right, stay on board with Uncharted, then we'll get into other movies.
All right, so Tom Holland. What do you guys
Tom Holland is going to play the young Drake. That's the story that they're going to pretty much go with.
stick with?
So, spoilers for Uncharted 3. In Uncharted 3, you do play as a sequence. Oh, wait, I can't tell you.
Oh yeah, you can.
You
I
sure?
played it.
Oh, okay. You played the sequence I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually.
Are you going to play it?
Actually,
good.
this is
I
why.
already played.
Okay,
All right,
good.
This
we're
is
good.
why I actually stopped playing because I lost interest in the story.
What's the matter with you?
What?
Disgusting.
I didn't mean to stop playing, but
this guy?
it's just when I started playing it, like I thought I was, good, and
We'll
then
talk about your poor life choices afterwards. I
it
wanna
went
get
back
to
in
this.
time, and time
Anyway.
moves forward, not
So-
back.
Anyway,
Oh man.
so in Uncharted 3, there is a portion where you play as a young Nathan Drake, like young Nathan Drake, the first time that he actually meets Sullivan. And this is where they're kind of getting the inspiration to do this movie, is to have this young Nathan Drake as he is a thief, eventually becomes a treasure hunter that we all know and love. I think there's, as much as a lot of people probably want the Indiana Jones shoot 'em up action sequences.
That's what they're gonna get
with Mark Wahlberg.
No.
Yeah, no.
Mark what?
No, Mark Wahlberg was originally going to be Nathan Drake. He was signed on for a period of time.
No.
That's what they were going to do. That's what they were going to do. Now,
I like Mark Wahlberg, but he's not a good Nathan Drake.
exactly.
He'll be the best Nathan Drake.
to Hollywood
So-
is because it's all about the money. They don't see
So-
faces; they see dollar signs.
So my pro to this is that, well, the con is that they're going to keep trying to make an Uncharted movie. Okay, so that's the con. The pro is that if they go this route, they can tell a story that is not, as of right now, in any of the Uncharted video games. So you may not have the same kind of criticism that you would if they were just trying to rehash the original 3 or 4 games.
It's the Nathan Drake origin story. Someone's parents are gonna die.
Whose?
What?
You haven't played Uncharted 4 yet, right?
I always play Uncharted
I'm sorry.
4
Anyway.
before bedtime.
But
He loads up the menu screen.
but I think this is a good move by them in a certain sense because you're not going to have as much expectation or criticism potentially if you're telling an origin story about him as a young thief.
Kind of exploring where
Yeah.
the game's mentioned
Mentioned when
dad
he was
being
young. Yeah.
that way. It gives you enough wiggle room.
Exactly.
I
So-
mean, for me personally, I have no problem with Tom Holland as a person, and I can see where they're going with it. I mean, he is very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of his own flips and stuff, stunts. So you'll see it, I guess, in the new
Flips and
Spider-Man
Yeah.
coming out. But from behind the scenes and his training for Civil War, he was doing all the flips and stuff himself. So someone very agile and someone that can act with personality.
Yeah.
I can see why they chose him. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I didn't expect there to be a Uncharted movie based on Kid Drake because I didn't play Uncharted 3, so I didn't know anything about the.
Sorry.
Thank you.
You had your time.
I don't care. I don't care about the spoilers. But when
you were put on notice.
No, I don't care about the spoilers. I'm just saying, when I first saw the news about him playing Nathan Drake, I thought they were going to pass him off as adult Nathan Drake. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not working.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that.
he has very young characteristics.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing a high schooler in Spider-Man, so.
Yeah, so if they are making a movie about Kid Nathan Drake completely unrelated to the games, so they're not going to retell the game in the movie format, I'm okay with that, just because whenever they do try to do that, it doesn't end up that well.
Never.
Never.
Once.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic this time.
See, here's the only problem with this is it's Tom Holland being young, and if this movie does well, there's going to be like 3-year contracts, 3 movie contracts.
I don't
think
you're ever going to get a scenario where they're going to sign people up for 3 movie contracts that are based on video games, because there's been no proven formula yet.
Look, I think this thing's going to be DOA on a ride. I think it's going to be DOA.
I feel like it could do well. I think it's going to be a one-off movie at first, and if it does well, they'll try to make another one, maybe like a trilogy of young Drake movies.
Yeah.
They made one good video game movie and tried to make a sequel and killed the best guy in the first 2 minutes.
I know everyone.
You're absolutely right.
I know everyone likes Street Fighter.
Sucks.
You were not wrong. and it wasn't even the same actor.
I know.
It was talking about Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was like you had the Hollywood version, and then you had a made-for-TV movie that's what it seemed like.
The budget just kind of went. They used all their budget money for the freaking, oh my god, Animality? Is that what they're called?
Animality.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's where all their budget went, and all that CGI.
I feel like Hollywood takes video game movies a little more seriously now.
They're trying to.
Yeah.
But I think that video game movies work when they are based in the universe and with a character that's unknown. Right. Because every time that you try, and that's the only reason why I think as much as the Resident Evil movies are not by any sense of imagination tied to the actual real games, because Alice is a completely different character made up for the movies.
We were talking about
which is also...
I don't think they're bad movies.
They're not, and they make money.
They're
and that's
standalone. They're fine.
But
they're like just zombie movies.
And how many were there? 6 or something?
We're on our 6th. And they're going to reboot the series.
They just announced that they're rebooting that. So, yeah, I mean, it was very entertaining.
But the reason why I think that was able to get 6 movies, and 6 movies is a lot for Hollywood. If you really think about that, 6 movies for a video game series,
you're on Star Wars level.
And the thing is that the reason why I think it took off is because you did have like the characters from Resident Evil, like Jill Valentine, Leon, Chris Redfield. They all showed up within some of the movies, but they were never the main characters.
Did they ever have Leon?
Alice, they did.
They did?
They had Leon. They had Chris Redfield. They had Claire. They had who's the Wesker. They had, but Wesker's
son,
girl, the
Ada.
They had Ada Wong. So they've had all those characters in there.
I like the Nemesis. I thought they did a phenomenal job with that.
Yeah, because it wasn't CG.
Yeah,
which is so unheard of nowadays.
Yeah,
Hollywood,
when
you do puppetry, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it may cost a little bit, but
and not as much as paying a digital guy to make like 1 million frames of this creature. Like, here you are, prosthetics, freaking awesome. Go run around in it. Just film it. Make another so it doesn't get ruined. That's it. It's not going to cost a lot.
But that is, see, where Mortal Kombat's the best video game movie, the franchise, the Resident Evil franchise, is a proven success in a matter of box office dollars.
Right.
And there's again, like you said, they're just zombie movies. Yes, there's a Resident Evil name tied to it, but they're zombie movies.
Right.
And that might be the other side of it. It's a genre that people enjoy already.
I think it's something along those lines.
Now, when you put Tom Holland's name in there, do you think it's something that I think this, but I want to see what you guys think. I think that it's like he's going to be a known face, a fresh face, being that he's in Marvel Universe as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's fan favoritism right there.
Which is why Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Sully.
You think Robert Downey Jr. as
I'm telling you right now.
Sullivan.
If they get Tom Holland as young Nathan Drake and they get Robert Downey Jr. as Sullivan, that movie's going to make tons of money.
No,
just because they're in it.
People are going to get confused. They're going to think it's like Iron Man
Spider-Man
and Spider-Man
times 2.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like Spider-Man.
It's going to be their retreat without powers.
Spider-Man and the hunt for gold.
You know who should play Sully?
Liam Neeson.
No, yeah. Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson play every character.
I just saw the A-Team, okay? And he would look this close to looking like Sully.
Oh, you're not wrong.
See? Yeah, I know. All right.
You want to know why? Because I thought about Taken. I'm thinking Taken. I'm not thinking A-Team. You're a damn genius, John.
See that?
He's got the cigar and everything.
Yep.
Liam Neeson.
It's so close to the character.
I appreciate you today.
Given
nice.
the mustache and the aviators, he can pull it off.
You got Sully right
Liam
there.
Neeson can pull off anything. He's amazing.
I feel like he loses his family a lot.
Sullivan would work with him. You're right.
See?
My mind's blown right now. You continue on without
He's
me.
like,
I'll get over here.
you're like mourning your idea for
Yeah.
what was the actor's name that...
Gary Busey.
No.
Gary Busey.
No.
Yeah.
When I ask this question,
that is a choice.
What is the actor's name that played the the bombastic reporter guy that was in the original Spider-Man movies, like the bad ones?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's his name? Not JC something.
Well, anyway, he's got the right voice for it, like for it to be Sully. He's like that.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Well,
that's
his
character. Yeah, but he played James. He's got that like that sarcastic you're kind of ridiculous kind of thing. You
That
know,
was spot on.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be good too.
You can
He's
hire
not
me.
wrong. Chris isn't wrong.
I don't see it in the face though.
But,
I mean, makeup. Yeah,
he could pull it off.
As soon as I pull
you know what
this
the
up,
problem
He
is?
could play he could play a younger version if he wanted to.
he's playing James Gordon in Justice League already.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean that's
gotta
another
get-
And he's
thing,
really
too.
buff.
He had to get into shape for that too.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like,
Where is
but
he? J.K. Simmons.
J.K.
Why can't
Simmons.
I know I had a
remember his
J.
name?
I was like
I
JC,
can never remember
JK.
his
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Good choice.
He's a good Sully choice too.
You're right. These are both great choices. I appreciate you both today.
It's so nice.
We're on par.
But
Yeah, I mean, like if Hollywood's gonna make an Uncharted movie, it's gotta have all the elements that the video game has. And like the character needs to grow. Like the audience needs to grow with the character. And I feel like every time you get slapped in the face with one of these shitty movies,
Like Assassin's Creed.
yeah, you're just like, what did I just witness? This had nothing to do with the franchise. I am confused and angry. And you leave. And you go home and you just yell at the wall or something. Or you play the video game to get your nostalgia back because you're all pissed off.
A single tear just drops down your cheek.
Yeah.
As you lament your loss of
No, I
innocence.
instantly think of like the Dragon Ball Z movie, the live action one.
Oh, that was amazing. I loved it.
No, I nearly just threw up.
You're dismissed.
No, I
John and Chris have earned their spots today. You.
I nearly stood up and left. Like, paid for a ticket and everything. Nearly stood up, just walked out the door.
I think that's a movie that we're getting down a different path here.
that's a very dark path.
The director
But
of
it was
the
a movie. If you go in and not think that it should be a 1-to-1 Dragon Ball movie, and it's just like you gotta go into it thinking that it's just like an updated modern version of what it would be. It's still pretty
terrible.
bad.
It's still bad.
It's just cast down on his own.
Yes.
The director of that movie even apologized and said that he just did it for the money and he'll never do that again.
Yeah.
He did, literally. Like,
I hope you found your soul, sir.
and a lot of...
I'm sure you got plenty of money.
I feel like a lot of Hollywood people do that too. They're like, oh, we're putting our hearts and soul into this. What the hell are we making again?
Yeah. What the interesting thing about this too is the Naughty Dog, with Naughty Dog, the creators of Uncharted, like some of it was something weird. Like a month or two ago, like one of the producers or directors made a comment about, oh yeah, the Naughty Dog guys love the script or this, that, and the other thing, and then Druckerman came out and was like, we haven't seen anything about the movie. We haven't been updated on anything about the movie, so we don't know what they're talking about.
Lies and deception.
Yeah.
So here's the problem. You start out with a great script, and then you start production.
Yeah.
And then what happens is the producers get yelled at by somebody upstairs because whatever reason, and then they go ahead and tweak the script where it takes this hard 180.
Yeah.
And then it goes downhill. So you have something that potentially starts off awesome, and then all these stupid changes behind
It depends on the
doors.
studio. It depends on the studio. Because certain studios are worse.
They should
for
just
that.
give Naughty Dog, here's some cameras, here's some actors, go have fun.
No, here's the thing. Naughty Dog makes such a great video game. I feel like the Uncharted games are like movies themselves.
It was like Uncharted territory.
Hear me out. When I play an Uncharted game, I feel like I'm playing the movie. I feel like it's a movie.
It's the most, the second one I still to this day is just, I remember starting the game, not being able to put it down, and I was just like, by the end, it was like 4 a.m, I had work in 2 hours, and I was just like,
yeah. But I mean,
so fun.
like, it was such an amazing
Yeah,
game.
it was.
So, I mean, it brings it to the point of, like, does Uncharted need a movie?
Yes.
when the video game already exists
When
and
it's
it's like
so-
a movie?
It's just a way for some stupid studio / Hollywood somebody to make money, and it's just it's annoying because like you just said, you nailed it there. It's like it was perfect as a video game.
Yeah.
Why do you have to make a movie?
And that's what a lot of people are clamoring about. It's like, why do you have to do this? And I guess there's this mentality that in order for a franchise or an intellectual property to be like hit the big time, is you have a successful movie behind that idea. You look at like books that have now become movies, and this and the other thing that have become somewhat successful.
But I have to say the books are always
I would
better.
think the legacy.
Oh yeah, books are always better, but I mean nobody's gonna say that the Hunger Games movies didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh no,
They're
they
not
did.
gonna say that the Twilight movies didn't make a lot of money.
But
or the Hobbit or
Right.
right.
Harry Potter or anything like
that's
that.
what it is, and I it's all about the money. But to me, I feel like the legacy is worth so much more than the domestic box office.
And the thing that we have to consider this every single time is that when they're probably testing these movies out for like solo audiences, like test audiences, they're not taking the people that have played the game solely. They're doing a general public and what's going to actually appeal to the general public that don't play games.
They bust open the doors of senior citizens playing bingo, and they drag them out of their senior citizen community and let them watch these movies. And that's where they're...
That's a fact. That's true.
I can't wait to be a senior citizen.
I want to be dragged out of bingo to watch awesome movies.
But if you look at some of the movies that have been made for video games, like we talked about, like with Resident Evil, talked about with Mortal Kombat, like... I don't know, like John. What do you think is the formula for a good video game movie, or you just say don't do them at all?
A good video game movie. I mean, besides not doing them at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said,
because they're going to be done either way. They're redoing Tomb Raider. They're
like,
they have the actress from Ex Machina playing Lara Croft,
and now I mean they had.
So they're going to keep doing it.
I mean they had the Tomb Raider back in the day with Angelina Jolie, and it actually was enough to get a sequel out of it.
Yeah. Not a sequel after that one.
No, because that's
I forgot Gerard Butler was in the sequel.
That was one of his first movies.
It wasn't really?
No, well, around the time because he was in Dracula 2000. That was his
and
first
Daniel
movie.
Craig was in the first Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I just don't like. It's one of those things like you go back and watch. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He was in there.
Yeah. But to go back to the question, I mean, it's hard because. It's like you said, you kind of want to stick in the universe, but not have the main characters in it.
We've already invested in the main characters.
Yeah, because you know their story, you know what's going on. It's just hard though. I mean, when you look at Uncharted, you really want to see Nathan Drake. You don't want to see like a subplot somewhere else in the universe. You kind of want to stick into the story. But like you said, we already have Indiana Jones. We already have these games being made based off of movies somewhere else.
Right.
Why are we gonna take something that borrowed from this, borrowed from that, made an awesome game, and gonna try to be like, oh, hey, let's make a movie now. It's like, why? There's no point to it. It's just already done. With the Resident Evil, I think it was disappointing that it wasn't based off of the main characters. It was kind of, but it's kind of like an alternate universe, like the similar situations.
Well, that's why it works. Is like they go into like standalone. Like,
but you see, it works because it's a horror movie / action film. So, and it deals with zombies, which is like at probably within 2 years ago was at its highest peak. So you have like continuing interest in this because you have the Walking Dead series that's been around now for 7 years ish, 7 seasons plus, and Resident Evil goes back to. I remember seeing the first one when I was.
Yeah,
Was I even in high school? I can't even remember when.
It was a while ago.
It was a long time. I definitely was in high school, but it was...
I remember I wasn't young enough... I mean, I wasn't old enough to go, and I had to go... I went with my dad, so...
I snuck in. I think I snuck in. Or I was old enough. I snuck in with you guys. Anyway.
Sweet.
So, it was a long time ago, but that was... I think it was because it was the genre, the horror genre, dealing with, like, zombies, and... At the time, I think, like, House of the Dead came out or something. That's another horror movie gone wrong. But I think this was like the time when like 28 Days Later was coming out.
Yeah, there was a lot within that time frame.
So, I think that worked because of what it was and how it was coming out with the rest of the zombie films and things like that. And now you have movies that are just being made just for the heck of it, just to make an extra $1.
Yeah, and I mean, there's something to say though too, like looking at where the comic book franchise is now for movies, like the cinematic universes for comic books. It took them a long time to get that right. It wasn't until Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man, that they would actually be able to actually snowball the rest of these movies into what the Avengers are now and how big they are now.
Well, not to mention they got a big bankroll behind them too.
Now they do.
So the budget can't. There's no number that is too big for
now,
the Marvel universe.
But when Marvel was by itself and not owned by Disney, like Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. Thor was the first one that they actually picked up, right?
I don't remember.
When did Disney? I don't remember when.
I know
Disney
the Hulk didn't do so well at first. Like a standalone Hulk movie wasn't doing amazing. Yeah. But I mean that's far away from like video game stuff and things.
But I'm just saying, like, it took a long time before. Like, there was plenty of they had the terrible Punisher movie.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of misfires with the Punisher
movies. Here's another look at it too. Because
Daredevil, like Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Well, like you're saying, they had a whole bunch of tries. You go back to the Schumacher Batman films that completely ruined it. But then
we don't discuss those.
But then
here.
you have what Marvel's doing. They're doing it right. But then you look at what the other format, the animation from the DC side, and those are phenomenal films. So it's like, how do you find
the middle,
the
happy medium?
Okay, you want to make an Uncharted film. Do you go live action? Do you go CG? Do you go animation? I mean, it could work in that sort of way.
Yeah.
Like, you could do it like a dark and what I like to call is like the dark and dirty way, where you have a lot of like off-camera stuff happening, like what they used to do in really old films, or let your imagination take on. For instance, one good video game movie that I saw that I actually liked was Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg. No. I actually liked that movie for a couple of reasons.
No, because they're both wrong.
Because I didn't associate it with the video game.
Oh, okay.
I watched it as a standalone detective movie where a guy lost his family and he's trying to figure out what happened. I looked at the title Max Payne. I was like, I remember that video game. But I never associated the movie with the video game other than the title.
I think that movie tried to be more Sin City than...
That movie should have never happened. Because, like, no, seriously, like the angels and demon things, like, it was
I saw that so long ago.
And it was all like drug based. It was just bad.
You see, here's the thing, though. It's like you have a movie like the games are the first two are great.
The Max Payne?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love the first two, and now then you have the movie that comes out, and it. Some people wanted to watch the movie to be like, okay, and then I'll play the games. But they watch the movie, they're like, I don't feel like playing the game anymore. I feel like these horrible movies are ruining the legacy. Like I said,
I mean, yeah, I know. Like where Chris enjoyed the Max Payne movie, like I, for one, my guilty movie pleasure is Doom. Like I actually enjoyed the Doom movie.
Yeah.
With The Rock.
Again, like he said, if you take your out of the mindset that it is based on the Doom world, and you just let it be like this alternate science fiction horror / thing.
So here's another question.
Bad.
So
it's got The Rock in
So
it.
what you're telling me is you take the title out of the movie.
It's a different movie.
And it's a different movie.
Yeah.
And it's a movie that you might enjoy.
Yeah. I think so.
So let's make Parkour Treasure Hunter Part 1 with Tom Holland, not Uncharted.
But that's the thing. Franchises sell more. Big names of these franchises will sell more. Like look at the first bomb of the season with King Arthur.
Well,
evidently that movie's pretty good, but because it's not this huge superhero movie, Star Wars movie, it's not going to stand a chance at the box office.
They should have called it Star Wars Part 12 King Arthur.
And the lawsuit after would have been amazing.
The only big franchises that really...
Great story.
The only big franchises that could probably really make money nowadays, the Fast series... I'm sorry, it was probably 4. The Fast series, Marvel, DC, even though they're still struggling, and Star Wars. Those are the ones that will consistently make money. Anything outside of that is probably a risk.
That reminds me of something. When you said to change the franchise name, make it into a different movie, it kind of... Cloverfield Avenue did that. Like, it was originally that one. It was originally a completely different movie. It was going to be like an indie film that did something else, and
they shoehorned it into Cloverfield.
Yeah, and at the end it was just this huge thing, and it wasn't bad.
I liked it actually.
It was a good movie.
A lot of people liked it.
But that's another thing. It throws it in the universe. It's not trying to be like a sequel or a prequel.
Yeah, but they could tie it to a name that is known already.
Yeah.
But it was like such a different movie at first. It seemed like, and it turned out it was a different movie at one point. They just wanted to make more money.
I feel like with that, you have to be careful with picking and choosing. Like Uncharted, you're not going to be able to get away with that. You got to have Nathan Drake. You got to have the main characters in it. You can, like, if you made a Need for Speed movie, which they did, but like a good one, that one you can kind of get away with because it's like there's cars. There's cars. You know what I mean? And like I said, Resident Evil was kind of the rare instance where, because it was zombies, because it was a horror genre.
At the end of the day,
that's why. Like, you can make an Outlast movie, not have the main characters, but keep it in the Outlast world, and I'm sure if it's freaky enough and done well, you can...
You could probably do a really kick-ass Mass Effect movie without having any of the main characters, and it just have the universe.
Just science fiction.
And just make a science fiction movie.
I feel like...
Silent Hill, too. Silent Hill was actually looked upon as a pretty good video game movie.
That was with Christian Slater?
I don't remember. Maybe. There's two of them, I know. The second one was terrible, but evidently that first one was good.
Maybe that one.
I just remember Pyramid Head. Right?
So
I heard that actually. Yeah, I heard it was pretty good.
We're gonna name like Uncharted movie the Unmapped movie, and it'll be good.
Or National Treasures.
Or National Treasure.
And we'll just hire Nicolas Cage to walk in the background once.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Holding the Declaration of Independence.
He will still be the most paid actor in the movie.
I don't understand how he's still getting paid. He hasn't done anything recently.
He's good.
He's like Keanu Reeves.
He's amazing in Face Off.
All right, so guys, final thoughts.
Don't make video game movies ever.
I'm interested to see where it's gonna go.
I'll watch it
because it's an off. Like I said, because it's a different story. It's not gonna try and retell anything that we played in the games. I'll give it a shot.
You got to sell it to me.
I don't know. I'm not too against video game movies. You know, I'll watch it. If I don't like it, I just...
You figure eventually they're going to get it right.
Yeah.
See, I think the biggest downfall, too, is they try to make these movies that are trying to, like you said, it's not just gamers watching it. They're kind of throwing out the world.
General audience, yeah.
So then you have one or two highly looked at reviews, negative reviews, and that's it. Everything snowballs.
Because they're moviegoers that are doing the reviews, not the actual. They're not gamers.
Actually gamers. Yeah. So then you have everyone going, "Well, I knew it, so I'm not going to see it."
Yeah.
And then,
well, to be fair, us video gamers did watch those movies and hated them,
but we still watched them.
We still watched them. What do you guys think? Down in the comments, let us know.
Or up in the comments. Ooh,
where's up?
What?
Should he get PC or PS4 Destiny 2?